Hello there guys, it's LazyBeast here today with a guide on how you can gear up in Season 4 of Dragonflight. Now Season 4 isn't your typical season, just like Season 4 wasn't typical in Shadowlands. There's a few little differences. Mythic Plus has seen some changes. There's been a bit of a squish to the levels of keystones. And you've also got the raids that are on the rotation, so one raid per week will be Awakened, where it will be at current Season 4 difficulty and will drop Season 4 gear. So it's very similar to how the Fated raids were back in Shadowlands. So Season 4 is due to start on April the 23rd for the US, North America, and the day after for everybody else. Okay, so let's take a look at raiding, because that's probably the most simple one to see before we look at the Mythic Plus changes. So each week there will be one raid that is currently Awakened. Now you can check which one that is on the Dungeon Journal. If you go to the raid section, it'll show you there with a little icon which one is currently Awakened. Now that means it's basically empowered to Season 4. You can see the item levels here for what the different tiers of raid give, because of course you can do Awakened Normal, Awakened Heroic, and Awakened Mythic. There is also a new tier Omni token from the end bosses of the Awakened raids, so this doesn't have any class or armors type restrictions, so the role can be open to anybody. Now you may remember if you did play Shadowlands Season 4 that you got a diner. There's a piece of currency you could collect from doing the raid. There was basically a quest to complete to kill raid bosses. You turn that quest in, you got this token, this bit, the diner basically, and you could give that in for a piece of gear. So you could target like a trinket or a weapon or something that you really wanted. It was a bit of bad luck protection basically to make sure you got your bis. So this time in Dragonflight they're actually called antique bronze bullions, and you can get one per week per character. Now it says that these are from killing awakened bosses. I'm going to assume that means raid bosses, but there might be a quest. We'll just need to wait and see. There might be a quest to do either raid bosses or Mythic Plus dungeons, so you've got the option to get them from raid or Mythic Plus. Hopefully that is the case, so it doesn't make us raid. But I guess that the items that are on the vendors do come from the raid, so it kind of makes sense if they do just do the raid version, but we'll wait and see. The actual vendor where you can spend these bullions is located in the inn at the right hand side of the Valdrakken map, which you can see here. So all the gear that you can buy from these vendors is on the Awakened track, the upgrade path, so you can upgrade them all the way to max Mythic item level. Alrighty, so let's talk about Mythic Plus. So there has been a fairly big change here to the levels of keystones. They basically shifted keystone levels backwards, so a base Mythic 0 now is equivalent to the difficulty of a Mythic Plus 10 key, as it is currently. So quite a big jump there from what a base level Mythic dungeon normally feels like. So you can do Mythic Zeros in Season 4 and get gear equivalent to what you'd get from doing a plus 10 currently, but it functions just the same as a Mythic Zero, so you of course can go in there, you can change talents in the dungeon, you can swap gear, there's no timer, there's no affixes and all that kind of stuff. So don't worry if you do like Mythic Zeros, you're not going to be stuck, you're still going to have plenty of time to do this, you can basically take your time, there's no pressure there on you, it just basically means you can get better gear for doing the content that you still currently do, but it might be a little bit more of a challenge. So if you do a plus 2 in Season 4, that'll roughly feel like a plus 11 dungeon does now, so you won't see people doing keys like 28s and 30s for example anymore, because that would just be insane. The levels that the affixes come into play have been reduced to reflect this change, so you'll have one affix at level 2, tyrannical or fortified. The second affix will come into play at keys level 5 and above, and when you get to doing keys level 10 and above, you'll get the third affix, and you can see which affixes fall into both of those pools here. So the actual jumps between the levels of keystones now are going to feel a bit more significant. Previously doing an 8 then doing a 10 didn't really feel like much difference there, but in Season 4 doing a plus 8 key and then going into a plus 10 key should feel quite a bit different with a noticeable increase in difficulty. So this squish to keystone levels has had a bit of a cascading down effect on the other dungeons like the normals and the heroics. So this change does make a ton of sense when you consider that you can get your weekly vault filled up through doing things like normal dungeons, even time walking dungeons and heroics. So for the more casual players, you will be getting better gear from those types of content without the pressures and challenges that Mythic Plus brings. Honestly, I think this should be quite a good change all round. Likely see some tweaks as the masses of us get playing when the season starts, but it does make sense. Might feel a bit weird initially, doing what is currently classed as a low level key, in inverted commas, like a plus 8 or something, and getting your ass kicked at the start of the season, but remember, that is kind of equivalent to, in Season 4, as to what a plus 17 or 18 keystone was in Season 3. So don't be disheartened if you're getting railed in a plus 5 or something like that. Quick note on crafted gear. This is going to be a slightly lower item level than what it was compared to last Season 2. Blizzard have nerfed the crafted gear item level by 3 eye levels, so I'm not really sure why they've done this. Maybe they're trying to tone down the importance of crafted gear, so people don't feel like they have to have a crafted piece of gear. People probably still will do. It depends what the best lists are saying when the theory crafters have done their thing. But yeah, not really sure why that change was necessary, but there we go. And for anybody with the Nezuro legendary, or of course the Feral After Dream render, you guys, fear not, you can still take those legendaries with you into Season 4 and upgrade them to current Season 4 item level. You can also still go and gain the legendaries from the raids when that is the current Awaken raid. So if you already have them, you can upgrade them. You get this item called the Scale of Awakening, and you can use that to empower your legendary to Season 4 eye level. And then it's simply upgrading the item itself using the usual upgrade track, so making use of the crests. And PvP gear is basically the exact same, so for anybody doing PvP, you're going to want to earn Conquest and buy your Conquest gear. It still works exactly the same as it's done for the past seasons, so you can upgrade the PvE item level of the Conquest gear using Honor if you wish to do so. So Season 4 tier sets, if you remember, there was a poll quite a while back now where people could vote for what the Season 4 appearance is going to be of the tier, and also what the Season 4 set bonus would be for each spec, basically. If you're curious what your class or spec's Season 4 set bonus will be, I'll provide a link to a Wowhead article to that in the comments below, so have a little look. In the description, I meant to say the description. So you'll still be able to get tier pieces from the weekly vault if you just do Mythic Plus and things, or from the raid as well if you do the raids. The Revival Catalyst is still up and running, so the charges of that are going to get reset to 1, and you will still get 1 charge per week, not every 2 weeks, so pretty straightforward with that. I think overall gearing for this season is pretty straightforward. You just kind of do the usual stuff. Obviously you got the Mythic Plus level squish there, so we'll see how that plays out. Do bear in mind as well, all the world content will get scaled up to Season 4 item levels too, so for any super casual players, you can still get decent gear from doing your usual type of content. So that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy Season 4, and if you did enjoy this video or found it useful, please do leave a like on the video, and consider subscribing to the channel for more guides like this about World of Warcraft. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been LaserBeast, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.